Hello everyone, I'm Nini FC and this is Blue Line TV and welcome to another Transfer Daily video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about Jorginho, I'm going to be talking about Golovin, and I'm going to be talking about Felipe Anderson. But you guys, before I get straight into things, make sure you smash that bell notification button to stay tuned to all things Blue Line TV. And smash the like button as well. Help me get more than 500 likes for today's video. But you guys, starting with the first story, and I have to talk about Jorginho. You guys, it is a pretty big news story that has come out today. And basically, it looks like Jorginho has put himself in the middle of a transfer tug of war without even realising. Now, as it's been reported, Man City are very close to finalising a deal for Jorginho. But it does bring up some very interesting questions as to why it's taking them so long for things to go through. Why have Napoli been so long in negotiating with Man City? Now, the reports coming out from today are stating that the reason for the hold-up has been down to the Sarri negotiations. Now, you guys, if you cast your minds back to a few weeks ago, when I was discussing the fact that there could be a potential player swap deal with Chelsea and Napoli because both sides of the party don't want to lose face. They do want to make sure they still look very strong when it comes to negotiations, and both parties don't want to look like they've lost. If you remember, Napoli were very adamant. I don't know if they still are adamant or if it was just an old negotiation, but at the time of the video, they did want to bring in David Luiz. And at the time of the video as well, Chelsea were negotiating the fact that maybe they could look to bring in a Napoli player as part of the deal, which would mean that Napoli would release Sarri on a free. Now, you guys, it's come out today that Man City have finally agreed a transfer fee with Napoli for Jorginho, and it's rumored to be around 50 million euros. But you guys, I need to put on my hypothetical hat for just a second. What if Jorginho was always going to be part of a deal between Chelsea and Napoli? Now, reports have come out today stating that Napoli haven't included Jorginho in their pre-season training camp. Napoli have just signed Ruiz from Real Betis. He is a deep line playmaker, so he effectively does replace Jorginho. And also consider the time frame in which Man City have agreed terms with Napoli. Remember, Sarri needs to sign for Chelsea before pre-season does start, preferably, and that is going to be on a Monday, so any deal will need to be completed by then. It just feels too convenient to me that Man City have agreed a fee with Napoli for Jorginho, and the only hold-up between finalising a deal for Jorginho is down to his wages and his contracts. Now, at this moment in time, Jorginho's agent did come out to state that Man City are still finalising clauses that they would put in Jorginho's contracts. Now, you might be thinking, where has this story come out from? Now, it has come out from a few publications. Number one, it has come out from Alfredo Padula, and he brought up the fact that Chelsea are discussing terms of Napoli in regards to Jorginho and Hussein. Now, this has been a talking point in negotiations for a long time, and it seems to me that this is probably the most likeliest way in which we would sign Sarri. But you guys, when I give my thoughts and opinions later on after I do give you guys the news, I expect to really see me delve into that. Anyway, Alfredo Padula he's reinforcing the idea that Chelsea will look to sign a Napoli player, which would include the free signing of Sarri in that deal. Now, to me, this does make sense. I mean, with Hussein, no way is his market value anywhere near 50 million, so that rules him out completely. But with Jorginho, with Man City agreeing a 50 million euro bid for Jorginho, that makes a lot more sense. Now reports are coming out that Chelsea would add another 5 million on top of this deal, because in a way that would include the fee for Sarri, and it falls in line with reports coming out that Chelsea don't want to pay a penny for Sarri. And it also falls in line with an old story that I did announce first, I must say, in regards to Chelsea signing a player from Napoli so both parties can save face with negotiations. Now, reports coming out are stating that Jorginho wouldn't be opposed to the idea of working under Sarri again, and if a deal did fall through with Man City, he would be happy with signing for Chelsea. Now, you guys, this is the part where I give my thoughts and opinions. Now, I must say, it's not really super confirmed whether this is the current negotiation offer right now between Chelsea and Napoli, or if this was an old report where Chelsea were discussing the idea of Jorginho. But you guys, I get this sneaking suspicion that this is where current negotiations are at this moment in time. I mean, the first thing I keep thinking about is the fact that how can these negotiations be going on for so long if it's not in regards to, you know, Napoli being interested in David Luiz or potentially securing a Napoli player and obviously including Sarri in the deal for free. Now, this does make sense as to why negotiations would be so complicated and so long, and to me, this is the only feasible thing I can see happening at this moment in time. As I was saying, Jorginho is the only player from Napoli that does meet that kind of current market value of 50 million. And of course, on Premium Sport, it did come out that Chelsea would look to include an extra 5 million on top. And basically how that would work is obviously Chelsea are paying for Jorginho. Napoli would then release Sarri on a free and obviously, pay out the rest of his contract. And then we would sign them both. And again, you guys, this is my personal opinion, but if Sarri is going to be signing on Monday, I think currently this is the only way the deal can go through. And too many coincidences. I mean, think about it like this, Man City agreeing terms with Napoli during the final crucial days of completing the Sarri deal. The deal not going through with Man City because they haven't agreed wage fees yet with Jorginho. And to me, that does seem a bit funny because surely if you have been liaising with the player and speaking to his representatives, it should be very easy to sort out this final part of the deal. And something tells me that once Win gets out that, City are going to be offering this amount for Jorginho and his wages are going to include this and his clauses are going to include that, I feel that Chelsea could easily match any offer and it would just fall in line with getting that deal done for Jorginho very, very quickly. And I know I keep repeating myself all the time, but the fact that City are close to agreeing a 50 million fee for Jorginho falls in very nicely with the type of money that Chelsea would have to pay to be able to sign a player from Napoli and allowing Napoli to sack Sarri. And it does fall in very nicely with other reports stating that Sarri would be looking to try and terminate his contract at Napoli. And you guys, if it's the fact that we're hoping to sign a Napoli player and Napoli will be sacking Sarri, it does make a lot of sense. And the whole time frame and time scale of these reports coming up and the deals being put on show as well, it just seems a bit too convenient and too coincidental. Anyway, you guys, time will tell. If Jorginho does end up signing for Man City this weekend, then of course this won't be part of the deal for Sarri. But if further delays continue, it's just going to re-emphasize that point that this could be a massive possibility. And you guys, so far with all the reports coming out, this seems like the most realistic proposition between Chelsea and Napoli. But you guys, in the comment section below, let me know your thoughts and opinions on this story. How happy would you be with Jorginho? It makes a lot of sense so far. He is that type of midfield player that we do need in a Sarri system. They have worked together as well. Jorginho has stated that he wouldn't mind working under Sarri again. Yes, he would cost more than Sarri, but Nice want 40 million euros for Sarri. We'd be paying 55 million, which will include Sarri in my opinion. And honestly, I think it makes quite a lot of sense. Now you guys, moving on to the second report, and that's in regards to Golovin. And yes, the interest and the reports coming out are intensifying day in, day out. Now the reports coming out from Russia in regards to Golovin are coming from Valery Gazayev. And with Valery Gazayev, he was actually the ex-manager of CSKA Moscow and he currently holds a political role in Russia. And basically the story involving him and Golovin is coming out from quotes that he did state. And he's basically said that Golovin has already agreed a contract with Chelsea, which is massive news. Now the fee on the table is 30 million euros, which just fallen nicely with other reports I was talking about earlier, saying that we would pay about 21 to 24 million for him. As I said, Valery said that him and Chelsea have agreed terms already, and he's very happy to move to Chelsea. Now, not long after that, a few hours later, Golovin's agent came out to state that those reports are premature and that nothing has been agreed with him and Chelsea and that they haven't held discussions, and Golovin is only focusing his attentions with the Russian national team. But you guys, if you really deep it, of course it's standard agent talk. It's not in both parties' best interest to start announcing these signings prematurely, especially in regards to Golovin, who wants to focus all of his attentions with the national team. And actually this falls in very nicely with quotes that have come out from Golovin's parents. Now yes, his dad has made quotes, but the recent quotes from his mother were very interesting. And in those reports, he was talking about the fact that Golovin, her son, and Chelsea had been talking to each other and holding meetings. Now here's where I give my thoughts and opinions. When it comes to Valery, of course, this guy was the ex-manager at CSKA Moscow, so he's going to have a lot of important ties within the club. So I feel that if he's making comments like this, obviously he knows what's happening behind the scenes. And if anyone is to know what's happening behind the scenes, I think someone like him would know. But when it comes to Chelsea announcing a deal with Golovin, obviously we have to wait until after the World Cup or wait until Russia have been knocked out. Still though, when it comes to this signing, it does make some sense. I mean, number one, he is kind of like Roman's vanity project in a way. Of course, Roman would love to have a Russian player representing the club, especially someone from CSKA Moscow. Obviously, Roman has a lot of close ties with that club. And Golovin is one of the pinnacle players in Russia right now. He's completely different to the other type of players that Russia are producing right now. So it makes sense for their poster boy to sign for a club under his control. Now, we do know that Napoli were priced out of a move for Golovin, and that ADL was actually going to sanction a move for him, and Sarri was happy with that. Of course, when it comes to making these signings for Sarri teams, of course, Sarri doesn't necessarily state the players he wants. He just talks about the type of profile he would like, and Golovin does really complement what Sarri expects from his midfield players. You know, he attacks the spaces, and I kind of get these kind of Zielinski vibes from him. Still though, I am working on a player analysis video on Golovin, so expect that to be very in-depth, have a lot of footage, and I'm going to be breaking down his strengths and his weaknesses, so you will definitely enjoy that. But moving on to the final story, and that's in regards to Felipe Anderson. Now, this is coming out from a press associated with Lazio, and they're stating that Sarri would like Anderson, of course, that he's personally told Chelsea that he wants Anderson. But they said something interesting, and they said that Chelsea will be looking to make an opening bid of 30 million euros for Anderson. Now, you guys, I'm going to give my thoughts and opinions now, as that's basically the story happening. They're saying that Chelsea will be hoping to beat competition from West Ham for his services. It falls in nicely with reports that Barcelona are trying very hard to sign Willian, and with Felipe Anderson, he could be a replacement for Willian. Now, before anyone panics, in my opinion, I do feel that Felipe Anderson is a B-Tech Willian. Again, he hasn't played as much because Lazio used a different system last year. I've spoken about this in lengths already, but you guys, I'm seeing it a bit differently now. Now, with Felipe Anderson, the unique thing about him is that he is comfortable playing across the front three. He can play on the left, on the right, and he can play in the middle as well. Now, if Chelsea are looking to cash in on Willian and cash in on Pedro, that only leaves us so far with Hazard and Hudson-Odoi, and it looks like Hudson-Odoi could potentially be on the move as well. Now, we are linked with guys like Martial and Leon Bailey, but ideally Sarri would like to have 4 attacking players. And I think with Felipe Anderson, if Chelsea were to sign him, I think that he would be used as squad depth. And when you're looking at Felipe Anderson from a squad depth perspective, I think the deal does make more sense. I mean, number one, he gets on with a lot of Chelsea players. Currently, he was at the Baba restaurant that Willian, Kennedy and David Luiz did release. He was there for the opening. He's already been speaking to West Ham already, so he has been talking to people in London already. He's pretty versatile as well, and I think he would complement playing under Sarri more than his current role at Lazio. And as I keep stressing, if he's going to be the bench option, I think he could be fairly interesting due to how well he can play across the front three. But you guys in the comment section below, give me your thoughts and opinions. Would you be happy if Felipe Anderson was signed as a squad depth player? Anyway, you guys, that's going to end today's video. Please like, comment and subscribe. As I said, smash that like button. Help me get more than 500 likes for today's video, and press the bell notification button as well to stay tuned to all things Blue Lions TV. You guys, I'm NiniFC. This is Blue Lions TV, signing out.